Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance, and this resistance video is sponsored by contribution from John, and here's his story. Hello. Basically, I, the biological questionable scapegoat son, have been selected caregiver for my self-diagnosed Alzheimer's riddled dad. My half-brother, the only other child, is a golden child turned narcissist turned druggie living presumably on the streets doing God knows what. New journal, here is the first entry. Today, the reason I began this journal, he informs me things are going to get a lot worse. Worse than attempted murder is murder. Got no posts after that. It's been a week since I found a broken thermometer on a handkerchief in my dad's bathroom. I quickly figured out that the hot dogs I had eaten the night before, 2/6/19, had the mercury in one. He denied everything and couldn't explain why the end of the thermometer was there and where the other end could be found. He did say, twisting the knife, someone must really hate you. Of course, he always has. My symptoms started with scorched mouth, throat, and lungs, and aching belly. Hot, cold, all night, unable to maintain body temperature, and had unclear phlegm, which tied with my sore throat gave me a sensation of being on the brink of choking all night. As the days followed, the scorchedness faded, as did the belly pain, although still there. Fluid in lungs increased and turned bright yellow on a couple of occasions. I had spots of blood via cough or nose blowing. Phlegm is fading out in quantity color. As the days went on, I began waking up with an electrical fire on my toes that is now slowed to a tingle when it occurs. Overall soreness and weakness has increased day to day, minimizing my desire to get up and do things. Every day he acts like nothing happened and expects me to do the same. I believe it was on 2/10/19 I cycled back to my dad's old standard, a bacon cheeseburger with tater tots. I would generally have hot dogs with tater tots on these occasions. Hot dogs are for the company, he has said, with a snicker on a few occasions. I go with the flow and am all about trying to keep his expenses down, which is one of my duties. I explain as I had since the thermometer incident that we had to eat the same thing now. I gave him the pick of 2 burger plates, at which time he said, "You know, those thermometers are kind of neat. They come in lots of colors. I can put them in anything." This was said with so much humor one could not imagine. I tried not to be reactive. It was so shocking. I don't recall if I said anything. I had been avoiding talking to him since the incident. Later that night, he poured a trash can over me. None of it hit me, but his point was made. I screamed at him louder than I ever had before. I wanted everyone within earshot to know not only did he try to kill me by putting mercury in my food, but now he sees me as trash that should be put to the curb. I don't understand why you're putting up with this yet. Day by day, he keeps trying to engage me, and day by day, I keep asking him if he wants me dead or alive, because he can't have both. I ask him, what's he going to do if I die? He responds, I'll get another one. So why don't you just have him put in a fucking home at this point? Why don't you have him committed as dangerous? Why do you have to die? Just leave. You don't have to let the narcissist kill you. You could just fucking leave. There's nothing stopping you. There's nothing preventing you? Nothing. Sunday, I put the Daytona Race on for him to save myself and the neighbors from the torment, as he was in and out all morning looking for attention. None here anymore. He spent the first half of the race trying to break into my room. He was insisting that I come watch with him. I had to explain some people generally don't want to hang out with people that want them dead. He persisted, trying to break in till I screamed at him on 2 different occasions. I am sick. I am suffering from the mercury you put in my food. I think he wanted to observe my condition for the next game he wanted to play. Just leave. Just leave. He put mercury in you, can't handle him. Whether he's sick and faking it or trying to kill you, you can't handle him. The next day, he begins to cough more and more, and it sounds like a break into laughter half the time, fake the other half. I think he is quite proud of the evil he has poured out and can't contain himself. As I was struggling with what to do with him, not knowing where to begin, he had stated when I served him lunch that he would like to talk to the social worker, who he is deathly afraid of, or so he implies. That seemed like a good idea. That seemed like a good place to start as any. So I called her and left a message for him with his number. Why wouldn't you tell the social worker what he had done? Why? I relayed the information to my dad and told him to be expecting her call. He proceeded to take the phone off the hook for a while, put it back, take it off. He was murmuring dialogue for hours, and at one point I said, "The truth needs no refining. The truth is the truth." He said, "We'll see," murmured a bit and faded a bit more and faded out. His coughing escalated throughout the rest of the day, and that evening he was actually trying to pry some sympathy from me. Fake, smiling fake crap. Meanwhile, I'm coughing up buckets in a weakened state he put me in. 2:14:19, the rain started in, hard late at night, and carried on through most of the day. My dad was going out into it repeatedly, calling for the cat. That was in no way going to come through this stuff. It was pouring. He was in and out all night and day, many times standing in it, not calling for the cat. Another agenda. All day, if he wasn't outside, he was by the door with the door open the whole time. I kept reminding him of his gas bill, which is at record high because of this new normal, door always ajar. I keep asking him if he's trying to get a cold, because that is exactly what it looks like he's doing. I even confronted him outside on the matter at dinner time because he insisted he was told by someone in there everyone's got to be out, which of course I explained the truth of the matter. It's just me and you in your house and nothing is going on. Same thing I say every day, which is he goes out of his way not to believe, understand. He insisted on eating out there, dark and cold, but at least no rain. I told him point blank, I see he's trying to get sick, to try to flip the script and say, he is the one who got poisoned. You don't have to be there. Leave. Leave. I don't understand why you're there. Why are you there? You don't have to be there. Leave. He stood out there for at least an hour. I came in and dozed off. So when he's out there, you should call for an ambulance. Have him put in the hospital. Have him committed. Put him out of your fucking hair. He stood out there for at least an hour. I came in and dozed off. When I awoke, I went to if you're dozing off and he's out in the rain, like, this whole thing sounds like a goddamn shit show. When I awoke, I went to check the situation. I wanted his plate to wash everything up. No plate to be found. Dad just still standing there as if a permanent light bulb burnt out. He took a moment to acknowledge me. When I asked where his plate was, he handed me his wallet. He moist inside as I went to the adjacent houses looking for a plate that was never to be found. All of his drama seemed to be vital to existence, as if it is a pilot episode for a TV show that is risking getting chopped if the action falls too far off. His daily vocabulary rotates around 2 words: dead and killed. No conversation possible between him and I, as I've put it many times. He wants me to go out of the way to try to talk to him, while he goes out of the way to prove that it's not possible. Besides mocking me at every opportunity, typical conversation begins with him telling me about something that is so outlandish I doubt he believes it. I respond with the truth, i.e., that's not happening, nothing going on here. But what's on the calendar? A doctor's appointment on the blank. All your stuff is where you ever put it, as I help him find where he hid it. You are home, or an endless charade of him taking something apart or screwing up the remote and telling me you broke it, fix it. He's never responsible for anything. His old-timers seems to be running, I guess that's Alzheimer's. His old-timers seems to be running in reverse also. He stopped losing stuff repeatedly in October. He stopped having remote control problems about November. He stopped going home about December. He stopped breaking stuff for me to fix in January. If I point out the obvious, he's getting better every day. He gets furious. He has decent, on-point dialogue with others. The inner circle of his brother, best friend, and I are fed word salad. He'll flip to word salad with others if I point out how great he's doing at that moment with conversation. He doesn't know anything. He doesn't remember anything, yet he has a full database of triggers, actions that will get a reaction from me. Big reactions come from new daily normal. Narkenheimers. Thanks for your priceless work, Ollie. John, I gotta be honest with you, John. I think your father's making you incoherent. He's driving you insane, and you haven't given me one reason why you have to stay. You haven't given me, there's not one good reason why you're staying here. Why you haven't, when he's out here acting like this, oh, maybe I should just call the hospital. You can't handle him. You can't handle him, and you haven't given one good reason why you should have to stay. So either he has Alzheimer's you can't handle, or he's making the whole thing up, which seems like it comes out at convenience. He uses it at convenience. And the reason he does it is because you won't leave. It's because you keep falling for it. So until you change something, either remove him or remove yourself, John, nothing's going to change. Nothing. So I hope that helps. Thank you so much for your contribution and your story. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, or a Facebook live chat, or you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you guys. Without you, all of this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been the Narcissistic Resistance.